Hello, I am making a video to demonstrate the Sony CRF-320 radio as I have it for sale on eBay. Most people like to see these older radios in operation prior to purchase because there can be a number of issues with their operation, whether they're working properly, whether certain items that are known to go wrong with them have been repaired. This particular one has had a couple of things taken care of with it. One is the S meter. The signal meter was stuck, which is very, very common on Sony radios, and that has been repaired. The shortwave tuning gear was broken, and that has been replaced. The other two gears, I believe, were fine and didn't need any attention. They were operating perfectly. They were not damaged in any way. So we let those alone. The other thing is that the radio pots were cleaned so that they don't make noise when you move them around. And I had the tech also peak the bands because lots of times over the years the little trimmer caps that are used to peak them are a little bit out, and we wanted to get the maximum sensitivity. So I'm going to turn this on now. Now it is interesting to note that it is about 12 midnight here in central Pennsylvania. The FM will be fine, but there will be fewer stations on shortwave since most of them do not broadcast to the eastern coast of North America much past 11 o'clock. I'm going to turn it on now. We'll just go through this. Okay, let me start with FM. Okay, now with FM, you can actually pull the antenna out the whole way and swivel it to get maximum signal strength. You can see where that makes a difference if you look at the meter here. I'm just going to leave it straight up and down, and we'll, for demonstration purposes, rather than move it for each signal. The nearest station to us here in central Pennsylvania in FM is about 15 miles away. It's a small family-owned station.
When you hear one play, each winner will get a pair of tickets.
As you can see, this works really well in FM. Now, if you look down here, you'll see there's bass and treble controls. You can turn those to suit your audio preference. There's treble off, treble up, bass up, bass down. Now, as for long wave, we don't use long wave much here in North America anymore. It is used still sometimes by some ship beacons in Morse code in CW. But if you live in Europe, you live in Russia, you will see long wave being used. It's used for their broadcast stations, much like we use our medium wave or AM broadcast. But here in North America, it's pretty much not used. So I'm not even going to demonstrate that because there's not much to hear around here. We tune to medium wave. Okay, now this station that's on here now is our local AM station. It's about 15 miles away, AM and FM. It is transmitting on 250 watts here at night. And you can see I'm getting decent reception, but it isn't a powerhouse by any stretch.
Number is US code 1843.
Brother Stare, I think that's W out of WVIA, West Virginia. WHO, that's Fort Wayne, Indiana. I believe that's Fort Wayne.
Good morning, Bradley. Good to hear you again.
Thank you, Mom. Here's over the goal. And that will be the final as the Chargers win.
Now, you've seen AM. I'm going to demonstrate shortwave for you. At nighttime, on this band, there isn't much. You can see we can get WWV. The shortwave bands are divided up into 29 1 kilohertz bands. I think actually 28. It starts at 2 megahertz and goes up to 30 megahertz. You select the 10s here and the individual megahertz here. And we have this set at 0 and this one at 9, so we're at 9 megahertz. So we'll tune from 9 megahertz to 10 megahertz or 1000 kilohertz. It's both an analog and digital readout, and the digital operates properly. Sometimes these are bad and you'll get 3 dots and they need attention. Peeking the signal here. Now I'm just going to tune down. There is very little on the band this time of the night, but we'll see what's on. I'm not sure where that's from, but that's a strong signal. I re-peak it after I'm done tuning. I re-peak it. Now this particular broadcast is originating from Deutsche Welle, Germany. I recognize it. And you can see it's not being broadcast to the United States. It's being beamed to, I believe it's Africa. So our reception here is kind of spotty. Some nights it comes in better than others. Now let me switch down to a more of an evening band station. And I'm going to re-peak this. This particular band is probably pretty quiet, but still we should get better reception. Okay, now this is Radio Havana, Cuba.
The indifference of huge industrial powers that start wars and
Amen to drop, because the amen is like the flag at the racetrack.
So you can see there are some stations in this band this time of evening. Now let me try an amateur radio band for you, and we'll just see how we make out there. So we're going to tune down to the 80 meter band, and I'm going to get up here a little ways. You get into the band, and then I'm going to peak it again. Turn it on the lower side band. Weak.
back for 2 seasons. So I'm really good doing country western and whatnot. And the ladies went to the shopping thing there. And the shop dedicated was like 100.
So we can get some reception here. Now, we're just using a little width antenna. You can hear even when I touch it, the signal comes up.
Shopping experience. Oh, yeah, they had to. There's a little stopover on one of the tours. There was like 50 little shops in this market, and every one of them.
So there you have it, the Sony CRF-320. It has a timer. You can actually set the radio to come on during certain times. If you want to record a program, you can have a tape deck plugged in here or some kind of a digital recorder. You can have the radio turn off. Use it like an alarm clock if you want to wake up to it in the morning. Here's your RF gain to just adjust the sensitivity. Trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning. I think we've pretty well covered it. Feel free to email me through eBay if you have any questions. Thank you for taking the time to watch this.